In this video, we'll be finding the domain of a couple of functions. The first one is f of x equals the square root of 3 minus x. And I like to think about the domain as everything that we cannot let x be. So in this function here, we cannot let x be something that would make this radicand, that's the expression under the radical, we cannot let the radicand be negative. So we have to say that 3 minus x must not be negative. So it must be at least greater than or equal to 0. It can be 0. That's okay if what is under here is 0. The square root of 0 is 0. That's okay. But it cannot be negative. So then we just go ahead and solve this thing, and we get negative x is greater than or equal to negative 3 divided by negative 1. Remember to change the direction of the inequality sign here, and you get x is less than or equal to 3. So in interval notation then, the domain of this, I'll just shorthand, domain of this is less than or equal to 3. So we start at negative infinity and we go up to 3 square bracket, because it is okay if we put a 3 in here. 3 minus 3 is 0. That's all right. But then we can't have anything greater than that. So that's the domain of the first one. Let's take a look at the next one. We have very similar. We've got a radical, but it's in the denominator. You can't let the denominator equal 0. So in this case, we have to say that x plus 4 is strictly greater than 0. So it's not enough to say greater than or equal to, because we can't even, because it's in the denominator here. So we've got that one extra restriction. So now we just go ahead and solve this, and we get x is greater than negative 4. So now we can write this domain in interval notation. We begin, I almost fell to the trap there. We are not including negative 4, so we have to use a rounded bracket, or rounded parenthesis, and say negative 4 to infinity, everything greater than negative 4. And that's our domain of the next one. All right, I hope that helps.